Today's episode of Wiki Sift is brought to you by Naked Hitler Pizza and Wings. This is a court-mandated apology for attempting to entice their customers to sign a petition. The pizza board has ruled that they will not accept any petitions that are signed under duress or through the offer of discounts on pizza, which can be considered bribery. We are sorry. So I guess I forgot to tell the mods we were streaming tonight. And Smith just says to me, "Anything you want to tell me, Tom?" And Tonberry said, "I think we need a shared Google Calendar." And I'm like, "Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we're doing Wiki Sift tonight. Or do you mean about how I'm going to have another kid?" And they're like, "Hold on, what?"
You're having another kid?
Yeah. I just thought that was the funniest way to drop that.
This is the worst planned reveal you've ever done.
That was great. I was just like,
Tom, you've spent no time building up suspense. How dare you call yourself a showman?
Come on, that was the best possible way to do it, because it just took...
You're having another kid? That's Mike. I'm going to cherish that reaction forever.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm happy for you, Tom. I am.
Thank you. It's going to be a boy, and he's due in October.
Good for you. I'm really happy for you.
Mike, what's the next horrible movie you want to subject Tom to?
Well, my birthday's coming up, and I have a Neil Breen movie.
Oh, no.
No.
The new one?
Yeah, it's the new one.
Oh, Cade the Tortured Crossing?
Yeah, I had to...
Cade the torturous hour and 15-minute Red Letter Media review?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just watching
I found a digital copy.
Good.
That I may have ripped off of YouTube.
I'm glad that you didn't give Neil Breen your address.
It took everything I had not to make a fake identity to pretend to get a copy. A screener for him to send a copy to a P.O. box and then disappear into the sunset.
Yeah, right. He'll never be able to track you like all of those other AIs.
I have a prediction, though. I think we're getting towards the end of the Breen era. Okay, so here's what happened with Ed Wood. I think over time, during his career, he improved as a director and writer. And so his movies were elevated from so bad it's good to just kind of mediocre. And they weren't.
Tom, have you seen that new movie? Have you seen that new movie?
Which one?
The new Neil Breen. I know what your argument.
The Tortured Crossing.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's happening with Neil Breen.
Nope.
Like he's like
nope. Nope.
For one thing, his production values have kind of gone up because now he can afford a movie studio.
Look, have you seen anything for his? No.
Look,
no.
Mike.
No.
I know that his movies are still garbage, but I think we're approaching the event horizon.
No.
Where we're gonna get to the point where his movies are just boring.
No. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Okay, but
someone's
I'm
having
sure
to try
right.
a semi-reasonable intellectual argument. The other person is repeating the same word.
Yeah,
the singular
This
word
is intelligent discourse over the internet in 2024.
Yeah, it's like Tom.
No.
Here's the thing: there is a validity to what you are saying in theory.
No, go back to how you were doing it. You had a more convincing argument there, Mike.
But here's the problem. I've seen that fucking movie. He hasn't gotten better. He's actually gotten worse.
Right, I think that it...
Okay,
but I'll explain how.
I believe in Tom's methodology,
in different ways. Like,
but here's the thing.
It's worse because it's more boring.
I believe in your methodology. I will concede that other filmmakers also follow that Ed Wood going from awful but entertaining to mediocre and not entertaining. But Neil Breen has somehow found that the square root is the same and dug deeper.
Here's the thing.
And is making it actively worse and more turn-off-ish.
As someone who has watched every film the man has had, I
you've
know
seen
what his
all
best
of them?
film. I've seen all of them, so I can chart this shit. Don't talk out of your ass like you know, okay? Do not talk out of your ass like you know, okay? I've seen every single one of the motherfucker's films, and his films definitely have a peak of coherence. But here's the thing. The more money he has had, the lazier he has gotten.
Yeah.
Yes.
because
And
he's
the
trying
lazier
to.
he has gotten, the less effort he has put in. And he has found shortcuts. So it's almost like this
See, that's
this
what I'm talking
Franz
about.
Kafka.
Though.
No, it's not. You're talking about that he's not going to be bad. It's like a weird Pokemon evolution.
No, he's
where
always
it's
going to
gone
be
from
bad.
being punched in the nuts to being vomited on, and it's not better. It's just different. Okay.
It's somehow worse.
Yeah.
Well, it's
because
worse
he has
because-
less
tiger
entertaining.
It's
He
worse.
has a tiger fight.
Okay,
He has a tiger fight.
okay, Mike.
Yes.
It's worse because he's getting lazier. See, like, we're not going to get that weird
We're
creativity.
not arguing against that.
We're
Right.
arguing that he's not getting better or improved.
Yeah, your implication with the Ed Wood analogy
Yeah.
implied that he was getting better. This is the opposite of getting
That
better.
argument entirely. Thank you,
Okay.
Stevo.
Anyway, so hi, chat.
Are we on?
You've tuned
Yeah,
into
we've
the
been on
Drive
for a
Time
while.
morning show where
Oh,
we discuss
good.
cinema.
I started the stream and
Where's
then
the
I started
toilet flushing
drinking.
sound on Discord?
My wife specifically said, Mike, try not to cut off Tom before he does his intro. Be good to him. Okay? Don't cut him off before his
We
intro. And I
didn't
was going to
even
be
make
real
it.
nice. No, we didn't. Because you had to say he had gotten better.
In some ways.
No, in no ways. He fights a tiger. The tiger has less graphics than Tigertron from Beast Wars. And then he tells the tiger to be cool, someone's coming. And they stop fighting. It's not
that is
better.
Bollywood right there.
Streams themselves be good.
Again, that's still giving way too much credit.
Anyway, so this has nothing to do with the episode at all.
Yeah, you
Good.
haven't told us what
I'm
the subject
glad.
is. If it's about Neil Breen, I will not stop talking.
Okay. Well, what is going on with this mouse?
Neil Breen.
Apparently, mouse scroll up scrolls down. Mouse scroll down also scrolls down.
Just all you need are 3 laptops, all obviously turned off, but you're still typing on them furiously because of the capitalist agenda.
Okay.
No,
So
you have to
once-
illegally film in Vegas.
Okay, once we start the episode proper, I'm
No.
not going to be able to interact with chat, but I have to acknowledge chat, especially what Italian Shakespeare just said. He paid a guy to animate the tiger he fights. See, that's the thing. Because he has more money, he can hire people who are more talented than him. And that's
No, he
good.
didn't. No, he
Can you-
fucking didn't.
Mike,
No, I
imagine,
saw
hold on,
more
Mike-
convincing
Mike,
animal animation in the
imagine-
Zoo Race game.
Imagine for 1 minute that Neil
Nope.
Breen animated that tiger himself. Imagine it.
Yeah. And
Wouldn't that
the
have been
tiger
so much more hilarious?
No, because I've seen because here's the thing. You are looking at this from the appreciation of someone who likes to look at Cthulhu horror.
Yeah.
I look at this from the point of view of Neil Breen has transmogrified from being an asshole with no money to an asshole with money. The horror is deeper because it has given him power.
I mean, wasn't he a real estate agent before he started making
This
movies?
episode
Whatever
is
he is,
never
he deserves to
going
be
to
hit with a
start.
truck.
Never.
No, this is the episode. Sorry, everybody.
Okay. All right. Let's.
No, all rights. We're still talking about Neil Breen. Haven't you heard?
I refuse to watch
can
this 5-hour retrospective. I refuse.
If this is the last podcast I'm on for a while due to unforeseen circumstances, I would like it to be known for the next hour and a half how much I do not enjoy Neil Breen's new movie.
Tip, that is not my happy place, Neil Breen falling down in manure. There is, in this 4th film, he gets hit with a rock. There has never been a history of a film shot in the history of the Bad Movie Night Collective where it has been repeated that many times because everyone cheered at him getting hit with a rock. I'm not kidding about that.
All right. So, welcome to Wiki Sift, a showtime into pop culture and
why
fandom.
start now, Tom?
Because
See,
we
Sam?
have to start at some
Sam?
point.
Steve O'Lory interrupted him. I was good.
It's Stevo's job to interrupt me. I didn't give him the job, but it is his nonetheless.
This is his gift. And it's
Today we're tackling the ultimate question of superhero comics. Marvel versus
Oh my
DC.
gosh.
Who had the dumber villains, Batman or Spider-Man?
Oh, thank God.
No.
Oh, thank God. This is gonna be a
Also,
good
thank you
episode.
for giving me ideas for my new business cards. My job is to interrupt Tom.
I'm Tom, he is an evil genius white, and today I'm joined by...
Good for you. I'm Stevo, and Tom has hired me officially to annoy him.
I'm Mike. I am the slow concept of entropy, and I am an obstinate Italian on top of that.
Oh no. Why do you look at yourself in such a negative light?
Just know where I'm at right now.
So Mike, of course, being Big Mike, who does D20 Live. Just throwing out there for those who haven't heard Mike on this podcast, I guess.
Where Mike and a bunch of other YouTubers fight a giant anthropomorphized dice.
Yeah. Well, am I allowed to promote D20 Live stuff right now? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Go for
All
it.
right. Well, because I don't know if it's going to be timely, but literally at the end of this week, we will be
It's
at
not
Anime North. Yeah. Okay,
This
thanks.
episode's going up at the end of June.
Fine. Come watch D20 Live. YouTube.com/D20 Live and Twitch.tv/D20 Live to see out of control, insane, fun tabletop shenanigans. Are we serious? Never. Just fun. Shit, that actually is not a bad tagline. I might want to use that later.
Oh, sorry. That was a long time coming, and I had to let it out before we went any further. Okay.
7 fortnights ago, I could not burp. And finally, when the ghost of burps past migrated beyond me, I had the ability to release my gastric prison.
I'd like to point out that Mike is now being the bad one.
It's my turn. I have the conch.
I thought it was pronounced conch.
So, Wiki Sift is a willfully ignorant fandom podcast where we don't actually directly consume media and just read what fans wrote about online. Because I could read all 40 volumes of the Asterix comic, maybe even in the original French if I was nuts, but I'd rather Google to see if Asterix ever goes to space. Yes, I realize that would have been ridiculous because the comic takes place in ancient Rome, but I just had a feeling after 50 years of continuity it must have gone weird places.
No, he does not go to space.
Also, how dare you imply I am willfully ignorant? I am won'tfully ignorant.
Also, my wife just stepped in and corrected you and said, no, Asterix never goes to space.
No. See? No, Asterix never went to space, but his village was invaded by space aliens in volume 33.
My wife's not saying anything, and she's read all of Asterix. You picked a bad hill to park your flag on, Tom.
I have to plant my
Is there
flag
going
somewhere.
to be blood?
So, but today specifically, we're talking about Batman and Spider-Man villains. I picked Batman and Spider-Man because I would argue that Batman and Spider-Man have the two most iconic rogues galleries of any superheroes. Like, I know that as a kid, I couldn't name one single villain belonging to Superman or Flash or Wonder Woman or Hulk, Iron Man, etc. But I could list Batman and Superman villains endlessly. Like, even today, ask me...
I got excited for a moment and then deflated because I'm like, oh man, Italian Spider-Man isn't canon.
Like, even today,
no,
you
he
ask
is.
me what are some of Superman's villains, and I start to draw a blank after, like, 6. But
You
I
can't name Metallo, Lex Luthor, General Zod. You can't name... Fuck. Hang on.
That's
a second.
still
Toymaker,
4. But-
Doomsday,
Wait
Hang
a
on.
minute, isn't commitment
Darkseid.
also?
Mixes Pitlick.
Bizarro, and the Star Devourer,
I don't know who
and
that is.
technically Jimmy Olsen.
Technically Jimmy Olsen. Okay, so... But yeah, I could probably name more Batman villains than I could name Hollywood actors, so... So I figured the more epic their list of enemies, the more really dumb and weird villains they must have buried in there. So, oh, I gotta send you guys the link to the doc here.
Oh man, required reading tonight? We talked about this. You don't have insurance. Hold that thought, somebody's DMing me.
Tell them to shut up.
How you've left some guys out. I just took a cursory look.
Yeah, okay. I knew that we weren't gonna finish this today, so I didn't include all of them yet. I'm gonna add in the rest of them for when we do part 2.
There's serious ones in here that are dumb as hell that you didn't include.
Okay,
and
hold on.
I kind of want to bring them up. Yeah.
We haven't even started
yet.
Mike
Like,
is just completely digging
I was
on
worried
you.
if this was going to be a mistake to bring Mike on because he's going to complain the whole time.
I am going to complain.
No, of course it's a mistake, but it's a different kind of mistake than what you expected.
Yeah. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to have a tournament-style bracket pitting Batman villains against Spider-Man villains and determine which ones are the worst. Now, listeners, and I guess this applies to Big Mike too, I did my best to research this, but Batman is 90 years old and Spider-Man is 60 years old. I'm going to miss some stuff. You can feel free to tell me about more terrible villains I didn't include. Just don't preface it how you can't believe I missed something or tell me that I forgot someone, please and thank you.
Wow, that was serious. You really want to avoid the flame wars.
No, I'm trying so hard to do this and I know that I'm gonna mess this up. So
you missed your own favorite one. I don't see Lord Deathman in here at all. Oh, there he is.
Mike, don't read
My
ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I'm getting yelled at a lot today.
Guys,
did
do we
not
need the
start
conch
this.
shell again?
Okay, so here are our rules. Number 1, we're only including villains originally from the comics. So no villains from the 1960s Batman show like Egghead or King Tut, and no villains from Spider-Man segments on the Electric Company. Like, for instance, the Thumper, whose origin story is that she got mad that she didn't get a pony on her birthday, so she dresses like Napoleon and hits people over the head with a boxing glove. That is a real thing. Electric Company was a weird show.
I like how you're explaining how we can't talk about this and we're still talking about this.
We can talk about it, but
I feel personally attacked.
Part of our criteria, okay?
I was going to pay you a compliment, Tom, and say, oh, I didn't know that King Tut and Egghead were from the show. Thank you. That's lovely information.
Kiss ass.
So they should also be from a major continuity. So it doesn't have to be the primary one, but one of like the main continuities where, you know, something that's meant to be taken seriously and is ongoing, not like a side universe where they're all zombies or teen girls or something. Too many of those are silly or not meant to be part of the official canon. Okay, so rule number 2, they should primarily be Batman or Spider-Man villains, not foes belonging to other characters in their universe. Team-up villains are okay as long as Batman and Spider-Man have equal billing in the run. Rule 3 is we're not necessarily judging.
I feel like I should have my lawyer here.
Yeah, you need to notarize this. Okay. Rule 3 is we're not necessarily judging these characters on how effective or ineffective they may be within the continuity. We're judging them based on how bad they are conceptually, like how bad an idea they are.
Now, Tom, there's no bad ideas. There's just poorly executed ideas.
Okay. Yes. Look, anyone can come up with a guy who uses sock puppets to fight, and they could just write that Batman is consistently defeated by this guy. And within the narrative, they might be an effective villain, but conceptually, the whole thing is stupid.
Wait, in what crossover episode did Batman fight Mankind?
Oh, he's allowed to read ahead.
I want to know. I've seen the Batman meet Scooby-Doo. I can imagine a crossover with that. They had the Jetsons in Robo WrestleMania.
I just forgot until you said that there's actually a Tick villain who was a sock puppet. So, and rule 4 is we're judging these characters at their worst. So sometimes villains are brought back and revamped as characters who were once terrible and turned into something more interesting. And some characters were once cool, but turned into something ridiculous. Either of those counts. We're taking them at the worst that they've been.
Harsh, man. All right, let's get going.
Okay, so let's start with some honorable mentions.
Okay.
I actually started with this one because Big Mike said I should mention this guy. The Condiment King.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the Batman animated series, which is why we're not including him because he's not from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
He was a joke character parodying Silver Age Batman villains, but he has made multiple appearances in the comics since and is now a canonical Batman character. I have 2 pictures of him.
I mean, if somebody's allergic to like tomato or eggs, getting hit with one of those cannons could be potentially deadly.
Look, here's the thing. You could make this guy very scary. by just having him put like the nozzles in your mouth and just having him click the button. Then he's just a psychopath.
Oh, you mean like an inflation fetish?
I wasn't gonna say fetish specifically. I was trying to keep it macabre, but hey, if we gotta say that, and that gets the numbers on the
that is what gets the marketing dollars.
Yeah, that's get the marketing dollars. That's the thing.
Yes, he has guns that shoot ketchup, mustard, and mayo. That's his power. I have to remind myself to describe these guys for people who are listening at home not on YouTube.
I'll describe them. I'm old enough.
In the animated series, he wears underwear over his pants, like literal briefs with a thing, and he's got a big C on his chest, and he's got a ketchup gun and a mustard gun, and he's wearing like a pickle for a mask.
It'd be really hard if people called him the C-Man, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or the pickler.
The pickler. That's a pretty good name. When they revamped him in the comics, they changed his costume. So now he's wearing like a weird patchwork outfit that's mostly black, and he has what's kind of like the Batman symbol in his chest, except it's a crown.
There's too much exposed upper thigh in that costume.
Yeah, put it in away, you slut.
Wear fucking boxer briefs, you asshole.
Yeah. Respect the original outfit.
He kind of looks like he could be an alternate universe Batman, honestly. Like, there are a lot of similarities.
Does he?
I do like him, though.
He looks like a bad Batman cosplayer.
The face in the image of the revamped outfit, who wants some flavor? Like that's the face that gets management excited during a PowerPoint presentation. You need that level of enthusiasm in today's marketplace.
Do you now?
Yes.
I feel against that, and were I to see this man giving a PowerPoint presentation within my workplace, I would get a rifle.
Well, he's got one right there for him.
That is an injector gun, not a rifle, by the strictest sense.
I do like the design of the gun. It kind of looks like a Gatling gun with 4 different nozzles that each are dripping a different condiment. And he's
that kind of
got, like,
pisses me off.
Yeah.
It means he has no trigger discipline.
It's wasteful.
Yeah, it's like, how are they? They're never going to catch me. No, motherfucker. They're going to follow the trail of ketchup around the block.
Yeah, if you look on the ground behind him, there's splotches everywhere. So he has already fired it. So I don't think this is trigger discipline. I think this is him wantonly shooting.
Oh, why did that just get in my head? So, like,
Were you thinking of Bukake too?
freaking Condiment Man goes to like
King. Respect the name. King.
Condiment King goes to like a very impoverished third world country and spends some community hours solving world hunger with his condiment gun, and I'm just seeing him nuzzling a baby in his arms, very gently shooting the condiment cannon into the baby's mouth.
I need to point out that we've been at this for half an hour now, and we haven't even gotten to the actual bracket.
That's
this does
fine.
not speak well for
I'm
this
writing
podcast.
fanfiction already.
All right, okay, let's move
Go
on
for
to the
it.
next character. Trapster.
Oh, sweetie, no. Not you, Tom. I'm saying this to the villain.
Okay, so have you guys heard of the Trapster before?
What, you don't want me just duct taping a bunch of used toilet paper rolls as a bandolier?
No, what I want is not a pair of pants and thigh-high boots, is what I'm trying to say. That's a mistake. And it was a choice. You're bold for it, sir. But I don't think
There's no
anyone's gonna
pockets in those pants. He needs to put his hand somewhere in the cold.
Me. I don't want to fight Spider-Man no more.
So I really wanted to use the Trapster in this list, and the only reason I didn't is because he's more of a Fantastic Four villain than he is a Spider-Man villain.
Well, that's where the line is, huh?
But he is absolutely canon in this Marvel universe. His thing is he uses a super glue gun, and that's it. He shoots glue at enemies to trap them. Like, it's a less useful version of Spider-Man's web fluid, and he has no other powers.
See, this guy could have been scary if he was like, I set up elaborate trap situations where no one can get out of, like Final Destination style traps and shit like that. Then you wouldn't laugh at this man's outfit. This outfit would be making a point, right? You'd be like, laugh at me now. You'll die by 3 needles being hurled into your eye socket at Mach 2. How? I don't know. I'm the Trapster.
What do you mean I don't know? He set it up. Like, okay, Web isn't even one of Spider-Man's most powerful abilities, so he's not even close to a match for Spider-Man.
The Trapster on April Fool's Day just goes around super gluing a bunch of guys' hands to their crotches.
It's his off day.
Okay, so what I particularly love about this guy is that Trapster wasn't his original name. He was originally known as Paste Pot Pete. And this was his original costume.
Paste Pot Pete is stealing a bunch of money and threatening some. Is that threatening the Human Torch
with
paste?
You know what?
Yes.
Knowing what I know about Johnny Storm, I convinced he frequently drowns in the bathtub. So paste would pretty much kill him.
He fires it at the thing, and the thing just eats all the paste.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't describe his costume. You guys already kind of described his costume. He wears like a bandolier of like glue or something. It's bright yellow on a purple suit. And he has what almost looks like a medieval helmet, but it's also yellow and purple. I thought that was a tragic costume, but his original design...
Spirit Halloween's Thanos.
Here's the thing. Costume 1 shows effort. Costume 2 is like, these are my pajamas. I came out here to commit a crime. Leave me alone. I'm just robbing you with this glue I found. This tells me that supervillainism is attainable for all of us, not just people with spiffy outfits. This gives me hope. This gives me shame.
I don't know what that hat is supposed to be. It kind of looks like a
He's
purple beret.
Tom. He's got a bald spot.
Everyone has the ability to pull simple sabotage in the workplace.
And
everyone.
His glue gun is plugged into like a paint can that is filled with glue.
Those TPS reports you needed so badly. Oh, they accidentally got glued together. What a shame.
They're a solid piece, Gregory. I fucked your wife.
What is this, the deed to your house? Oh, I'm sorry. It's stuck together now. You can't. No, Paste Pot Pete is terrifying to people who care about their own personal shit.
Yeah. Like he's not gonna do anything more than maybe rob a bank, but he's gonna get a lot of shit done. This guy looks like he has a knife somewhere and he might fuck you up.
All right, so next we got Stilt-Man.
Oh, Stilt-Man.
So
is that all they do?
I think that's all he does. He's got very, very, very long legs.
So it's a superhero versus an attraction at a Six Flags.
In this picture, he's all silver, and I don't know if that's like dynamic lighting or that's what he always looks like. But
he actually, I know the reason behind this is he actually has stolen bits of Tony Stark's equipment, and the best he could do is make stilts.
So, again, I'm not including him in the bracket because he's a Daredevil villain primarily. He has fought Spider-Man, but
he's a less effective Dalsim.
Yeah.
Stilt-Man only works if he's like, look, I need to get something off the 12th floor. I'm gonna knock out the windows. My leg will retract. I'll go in there and I'll walk away. No one will catch me. Can anyone who just heard that sentence point out the many flaws of it? Because I can think of 5.
I mean, well, the one that jumps out at me is no one can stop me.
What if the stilts malfunction and he has to poop?
He's gonna have a rough time.
Like roughly 90% of superheroes can either fly or have some sort of travel power that allows them to go very high places.
You know what? I want in the next PS4 Spider-Man update, I need Stilt-Man. I need a Stilt-Man chase scene. I want to chase this nappy bastard with his long ass legs.
Okay, so I have a bunch of runners up because I just found too many terrible villains, but that I didn't think were good enough to make it for the bracket. So let's try to run through these as quickly as we can so we can get to the actual meat of the episode because we've been doing this for a while.
I'm turning my mic off in that case.
Should I turn mine off too?
No, I still want you guys to react to them.
No, do you though?
Tom, with us it's all or nothing, man.
Yeah, it's not it's not like a faucet.
All right, you know what? then let's just do this. Let's go through them one by one, and maybe we'll get to the bracket today. Okay, so here's the first runner-up. This is a group called Network, that fought Batman in 3 issues, but it was like a miniseries. They're TV-themed villains. Their leader was named Cathode, and her underlings were named Volume, Erase, Blue Matte, UHF, and Fast Forward. They took on Batman and Superman together.
Weird Al was in one of those movies.
I feel like not Justin Roiland, the other one who makes Rick and Morty, ripped this off and just used it for a recent episode. Literally, these guys.
Sounds very plausible. There isn't a whole lot of information on them online, but
no,
they're a ridiculous concept and their costumes are horrendous. UHF is my favorite because he's wearing like a wrestling singlet that's bright green and he has yellow leggings and
it just clashes for you. Is that
it?
I like Cathode's outfit. I kind of dig it.
I don't know. What does this have to do with UHF?
Nothing. It's just hot.
And what's with this Captain Planet guy?
Isn't that just Flash Gordon?
Yeah, he looks like Flash Gordon, but with like the Captain Planet belt.
You realize, like 2 images up, we had a dude in his gym jams with a paste gun. This is kind of...
you've got Flash Gordon, Gem and the Holograms, Strong Mad. I'm not seeing a problem here.
Yeah, this is just kind of mundane by comparison, right? You know
just
that.
The fact that every single one of them
these new
has...
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters are too bright.
Yeah, it's just like it's just a Tuesday.
Just
really,
like where did they find all these people that had specifically TV related powers, and they all joined together and like, why is Cathode the leader?
Because she's hot,
I've been playing a lot of Yakuza games recently. None of this stuff surprises me from a plot standpoint anymore.
This is all pretty normal.
So, next we've got White Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar with White Rabbit?
I'm fairly certain if I went to Rule 34, there would be a significant chunk about this character too.
Yeah.
White Rabbit?
Yeah.
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 White Rabbit is...
Oh, I do like the one underneath.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Just give me a second to get to that. So, White Rabbit is a Spider-Man villain whose origin story is that she's a spoiled rich brat who turns to crime because she's bored, and she dresses up in a bunny outfit.
That's not boring. That's just the cast of The Purge.
I mean, no, boredom is her motivation. I'm not saying she's boring.
Did I stutter? It's literally every
then
villain
what are
in
you
The Purge
objecting to?
Nothing. I'm just saying that's what it is.
Okay.
This is par for The Purge.
Yeah. She also started her own villain group called the Menagerie, who also featured the character Panda Mania.
Yeah, I kind of immediately love Pandamania.
Yeah,
same here.
There is kind of something kind of lovable about that. The costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm forgetting to describe the costume here. So
it's a hot goth girl with big jugs and a panda hoodie. That's it.
Well, I haven't described White Rabbit. She's what is this outfit? She's got like a blue
guys, slutty white rabbit on Halloween. Okay,
yeah, but she's wearing like a blue jacket with like long coattails and
and the other one is slutty Kung Fu Panda outfit.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And that's fine. Also, apparently, Pandamania is a religious cartoon.
Oh, cool.
You Googled this, huh?
I did. I looked at Pandamania. It's Panda-Mania. And I looked under the images, and like a few rows down, there's some Pandamania fan art. Something looks like a Flash game. And then there's this big old happy CGI panda that says, Pandamania, where God is wild about you.
That sounds about right.
Inventive. Very inventive.
Next, we have the Molder.
I'll bite.
He's an enemy of Batman and Plastic Man. Molder was once a plastics research expert who suffered a terrible lab accident and turned to crime afterwards. Developing special weaponry based on the plastic principle, Molder started a crime spree in Gotham City as part of his ultimate goal to upset the established order and create a plastic age that would consume the city. You know what?
Hold up.
I think he won.
Hold up. I need to make a point. It's a very small point, and I apologize for derailing this. You said he had a terrible lab accident. You didn't follow that up with that it gave him powers, which means this man just had a disfiguring accident with
I was
plastic.
I was reading directly from the wiki. That's the information I've been given.
No, I'm not criticizing you,
No,
Tom.
I know.
I'm criticizing his genesis. He's just a guy who got in a bad accident. We found the normie, folks. Okay?
Yo, welcome, normies.
Like, never mind the fact that his head looks like the clock that everyone's grandmother owned. But, okay, but this is just a guy who got into an accident and decided to be a supervillain and had a disfiguring accident. It didn't make him crazy. It didn't make him clay. He just may be scarred somewhere and is hiding it in his romper.
So it looks like he's wearing Electro's costume, but without the weird jagged mask thing. It's just like a generic helmet and a cape. And he has like plastic grappling hooks that shoot out of his hands.
Are they 3D printed plastic hooks? Is that the guy?
I'm pretty sure this was written before 3D printing was a thing, but it does look like that, yeah.
You know what they say, most ideas come from fiction.
Okay, next we have Razorback.
This guy's not so bad.
Okay, so his costume, he wears like all green with like yellow gloves and boots and has like this big warthog head that that's like over his own head as a mask.
Yeah, he looks like a waiter at a rainforest cafe.
Would you like cheese sticks?
It looks fairly silly, but as far as comics go, it's pretty run of the mill, and he kind of like the way it's drawn here kind of looks badass. So
well, he looks like literally a Demon Slayer character.
Yeah.
And that character is badass.
Okay, and so here's what he's about. Razorback is a mutant with the power to instinctively drive any vehicle, which has nothing to do with his ridiculous
as all
getup.
warthogs are known to do.
Shit, man. I think a warthog stole my Chevy.
This is why we don't give warthogs licenses.
I think a warthog's just been responsible for all the car thefts in my city.
Yeah, he actually...
Oh no, it's a vicious gang of warthogs stealing every Kia.
Yeah. Watch out.
They figured out how to hack it.
You ever drive around and a warthog kicks your ass and steals your truck? That's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
If you want to know how much Marvel writers care about this character, he later lost his powers and doesn't appear to have ever gotten them back.
That's a graceful
but he
end
still
to
wears
Marvel.
the costume because it makes him feel good.
Yeah.
Here's a little excerpt from his like first appearance. Before Spider-Man can recover from an attack by Brother Power and Sister Sud, who are the villains of that comic, he finds
He's not even the
himself...
villain in his own comic. Cool.
Yeah. No. He finds himself attacked by a man called Razorback. However, after a brief battle, Spider-Man is told by Razorback that he is actually a would-be superhero from the South who's come up to New York to learn how to be a real superhero, and he just assumed that it was standard practice that upon first meeting, superheroes had to fight each other.
Oh, so he's just auditioning for Kaiju Big Battelle.
Yeah.
I love the idea that his mutant power is that he can drive cars, and he's like, hey, I'm going to try to fight Spider-Man.
Well, it says any vehicle. Like, if he was in a military base, this guy would be a threat, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, if he got his hands on, like, an SR-71 Blackbird or technically any major construction vehicle, this guy might be a threat, which means he's technically, guys, he's forklift certified.
Not legally, but essentially, yeah.
Enough in his heart.
All right, who's next?
Okay, next we've got the Monarch of Menace.
I love him.
Yes, he is a
It's
picture.
the king from Hamilton with a mask, and that is the voice I have for him now.
The colonies will be mine once again.
His thing is that he dresses
I want to do his
like
lines melodically.
he dresses like a king and goes out and commits crimes.
Ooh.
That's it. He wears
Tom
like
cutting out?
Yeah.
hello.
Can
you not hear me?
Oh no. Now we know at least not the Monarch of Menace because we only just started talking about them. One of the earlier ones we were roasting has now taken Tom hostage.
Which one is it, folks?
My money is on Pandemania.
Mine too. Well, my money's on Mulder. I feel like that guy's got ambition. Mulder looks like a guy who has a shank. Are you going down the list of the guys on this?
I was looking.
I love Penny Plunderer. He's just like, pennies. I'm gonna steal your fucking pennies.
somebody who was raised Jewish, I feel like this was used in some sort of indoctrination about how villainous people are.
Could be.
They'll steal your pennies!
Take your fucking pennies. Fuck you.
Nah, with how big his mouth is, he's stealing them obviously to eat them and has an extremely aggressive version of pica.
Yeah. Oh, God.
My stomach's filled with $700 worth of change!
Hey, Tom!
Tom, we finished the whole document, sorry.
Okay, so we're back.
Are we back?
Yes,
Are we
we're-
streaming again?
Yeah, that was really weird because I heard you guys say, "Oh, did Tom cut out?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can you guys not hear me?" And then you just went silent.
All right, Tom, take us through. Paint us a word picture. Tell us of the next villain that we shall learn.
Okay, so I was starting to describe the Monarch of Menace.
Yeah.
He wears like a big flowing red robe
Love
and like a king's crown on his head at all times, and
Love it.
like white tights.
Love it. Love all of it. I want to go as him for Halloween.
He's the mascot for the Hoyle Card Company.
Okay, so the Monarch of Menace is a royal-themed crook who's been able to pull off heists and able to keep Batman at bay with his various gadgets. In the
Say
earliest
what?
days of Batman's career, the Monarch of Menace represented the Dark Knight's only failure, being the first criminal ever to defeat Batman and leave Gotham with a fortune in stolen goods.
Say what?
Years later, however, the Monarch's teenage son tries to prove himself using his father's outfit in a crime spree. The young Monarch is defeated by Robin, while his father is lured out of hiding by Batman, who then finally defeats his old nemesis.
Hold up. Hold up. Not the Joker. Not the Penguin. Not the Riddler. None of these guys. These men are low diff challenges to Batman's truly longest standing enemy, the Monarch of Menace. Is that what you're fucking telling me?
Yes.
Joker. Fucking, hang on. Who's something? Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al, go fuck yourself, motherfucking Clayface. None of these guys beat Batman. Bane. Well, Bane did actually beat Batman by breaking his back.
Well, see, I think what this is...
It's a metaphor. The only thing that defeats money is more money.
I'm amazed. This man has the
pretty
streak.
coherent.
See that on comic book TikTok. That's haunting. It's just, can you imagine him showing up at a supervillain party and being like, "What'd you do? I beat Batman for a decade," and have everyone go, "Fuck off."
I think, yeah, so...
No one would believe him.
I'm guessing they did this as like backstory for Batman. So like in the comic they introduced him. Batman's like, "Oh yes, the Monarch of Menace. He's the only one who defeated me back like 10 years ago when I first started crime fighting or something."
Oh, I was right about the 10 years ago thing?
Maybe. But I also love that he was completely successful until his son messed it all up for him.
Oh my God. Yeah. This guy had the streak, man.
Like,
good for you.
This guy quit while he was ahead, which is something that villains in Batman don't do. Like,
this guy had a plan, he had money, and then his son had to fuck it all
he
up.
just rode off into the sunset victorious and was sitting on his laurels for 10 years, and then his son's like, "I'm gonna do it too, Dad."
Like, the best, could you imagine just Batman going, "All right, you're gonna come back," and like, "Nah, fam, I'm gone, bye." What?
This is the plot of John Wick. Like,
What do you mean? You're not, you gotta give me a riddle.
No. I won once. I'm retiring on top.
Yeah, that's a 100% win rate, Batman. Bye. No, come back and fight me. My parents.
Sorry,
No,
I'm
don't
hopping
care.
this bus to Reno.
No, I need to defeat you. Martha.
man,
Come back. Don't abandon me like my parents.
I really have to hand it to Warner Brothers for turning that one word into such a punchline for 10 years.
Who's next on the docket?
Okay, so next we've got False Face.
Yeah.
I honestly
It's
thought,
just a Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah, it's a Scooby-Doo villain.
I honestly thought False Face was a character invented by the Adam West Batman TV show. Oh, like I had this whole theory. They probably just wanted to adapt Clayface, but they couldn't pull off the special effects, so they just adapted him to a new guy called Falseface who wears masks. And no, it turns out he was an actual character in the comics who only had one appearance before the TV show, and then after became a recurring character in multiple continuities.
So look at that face. He just totally took a bite out of a lemon.
I love that his disguised face is just a younger version of his actual face, meaning Batman is harassing an old man. He may not actually have a villain, just an old dude with a lot of makeup and a hairpiece.
So in this comic, Batman is calmly pulling off his false face and the wig and revealing him. So it's like, I feel like this is the introduction to the character as him being defeated. I also like how Batman like rubs it in his face. Like in this picture, his voice balloon says, "Here's the real false face, Commissioner, a nervous, frightened criminal."
How dare you, Batman? I fought people in the Congo. But it's like, too late, comic over. Bye.
Oh, that would be great if they did a Batman comic where he just defeated the villain in the first panel. And it's just like, okay, let's get this over with. He's the bad guy. I'm out. It's like Data in that Sherlock Holmes simulation.
Yeah.
You'll see, Batman. I'll do my time, and when I get out, I'll have on 2 faces.
Oh no. Oh no, we're not canonically saying they're the same character as Two-Face.
No, there's Two-Face, and then there's Two Faces. They're not the same thing.
We're the Face Gang, Batman. We're here to menace you. Who are we? You're Two-Face and Two Faces. Damn it, he figured it out. Shoot him.
Ha, now you see we've added a third, the palm, so we are Faces Palm.
Okay, so next one we've got is Dodo Man.
Oh no.
I don't even know how to describe this guy.
That's just aggrandized
He's got a skelly face, but he's got skin.
Rule 63 fan art of Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory.
He looks like a clown with no teeth.
Yeah.
And he's wielding a tomahawk.
2 tomahawks. That's a man with no problems, but too many tomahawks.
Would really hate to see that person eat a burrito with only 4 teeth.
You know what? If I saw a dude coming down the street with 2 tomahawks, that man is on a job. And you know what?
He came in during regular visiting hours.
He's like, "Excuse me, do you have a book, Treasure Island?" I'm like, "No, but we'll help you get it, sir. Thank you." Are those tomahawks heavy? Nah. All right, cool. You know, just to do with 2 tomahawks, that's threatening enough sometimes. You know, it doesn't have to be Darkseid with the Omega Beam. It's just I'm gonna do with 2 tomahawks.
I can't tell if that's pink head hair or pink ear hair.
Oh no! Oh no!
They're just really mad that the genetics have cursed them.
I thought he looked creepy enough as a balding guy with like mangy hair. No, you made it so much worse.
Yeah, I don't see that shit, Tom.
So, of course, his appearance doesn't seem to have anything to do with his name. He's named Dodo Man.
Yeah.
And the description in the wiki says, the Dodo Man was an eccentric masked criminal who had a compulsion to steal anything related to the extinct bird, after which he adopted his alias.
I will single-handedly bring this species back.
In fashion. Like, hang on, that's got to be a shelf life on that kind of crime. You know? Like,
yeah.
You're like, that's got to be like a vertical lift.
There's like 3 things to steal.
Like, I feel like Bat would be like, how about we just let this guy play out? You know? Just kind of let it go. I feel like this isn't worth my time.
That's how you get another Monarch of Menace.
Touche. Is that how Monarch of Menace did it? Batman's like, I'm not fighting him. He's too stupid. I've got the win, Batman. And Batman, no, it doesn't count.
So, so you asked me about how I use the word was. See, the thing is, a lot of these like Silver Age or earlier Batman villains were wiped from the continuity after Crisis on Infinite Earths. So
clean house.
So yeah, a lot of these descriptions will say was. Because they just their universe no longer exists. He only had one appearance. Batman is struck on the head by a rock while fighting the Dodo Man, a crook with a psychotic urge to steal anything related to dodos, in the Gotham Natural History Museum.
I would just put a bear trap in that museum. Sooner or later, he's going to get stuck in it.
The blow reverses his identity-switching impulse so that he battles criminals as Bruce Wayne and appears in civilian life as Batman, but he cannot understand the commotion he faces by doing so.
Hang on. What? Stevo, please say something. I've interrupted too much. It's your turn now.
Pennies!
Not yet.
We're not there yet!
I can't
Steven,
stop.
you of all people, don't
I
read
can't
it.
help it. I want to get to him. Let's go.
All right, fuck it. Fucking Natural History Museum, Batman.
Hold on, what I love about this is like his secret identity is pretty much done. Like there's nothing there's no way you can come back from that. And it just doesn't describe how this was resolved. I mean, I think this was before it was commonplace for like them to have some magic using or like hypnotic person just erase everyone's memory. I think like this was Silver Age. Like Batman just does something stupid and then the comic is like, oh well, and then then nothing comes of it. Alfred consults his doctor and learns that the cure may be placing Batman back where he was hit by the rock. Thus, he places a bat transmitter bug in the Natural History Museum under a stuffed dodo's wing. When Bruce Wayne tracks it down, his reversed identity impulse is corrected and he dons his Batman uniform.
No, that's not how this goes. If you get hit with a bowling ball, you have to be hit by a second bowling ball to undo the damage.
Exactly. That's just how it goes, man.
Hanna-Barbera taught us this many years ago.
Yeah, that's how I got my grandpa back.
Welcome back, Grandpa. Where was he?
The important thing is we found him.
Okay, next we have the Tenta-clone. I feel like that I just had to include him because of his name.
Yeah. It's a really bad... I don't like that design at all.
It's like a big metallic hand with wobbly green tentacle fingers and a face on the palm.
It just feels like a wacky inflatable arm man that turned evil. It's not like, it's just like, there's a vertical limit on how.
It looks like a Muppet of Dr. Doom.
This looks like a Muppet of Dr. Doom, my wife just said.
It kind of does.
This is our advanced scout. Nobody can defeat it. Spider-Man pokes it with a pin.
No, this is what's under the puppet for Dr. Doom.
Damn you, red shirts.
My puppet was stolen by the accursed Richards.
Look, the important thing is the Doombots had to go through a lot of test runs before we got to a version that worked.
So, apparently there was more than one of these. The Tenta-clones of Earth 616 were created by the Doctopoids to be their advanced scout during invasions. It would infiltrate any groups or organizations of the intended target that posed a threat to the Doctopoids and destroy them from the inside.
How?
Okay, so here, the Tenta-clone attacked Spider-Man and took his place at the meeting of the Galactic Alliance of Spider-Man.
Did it take his mask and put it on its middle finger and go, I'm Spider-Man?
I hope so.
Like, it kind of puts the superior Spider-Man in a different fucking category now, doesn't it?
From there, it was sent to bring Peter Parker to the meeting. When it tried to insist on taking Parker back to Earth, Peter removed its mask, revealing him as a Tenta-clone. Neurotox quickly realized that the Tenta-clone was a scout for the invading Doctopoids. The Alliance was able to defeat both the scout and fight off the invasion.
Thank God, Spider-Man, you helped us find that villain. You guys know it was just a finger with a mask on it, right? Thank God, Spider-Man.
Okay, here we go, Stevo. The next one is the Penny Plunderer.
Oh,
pennies!
Pennies! Your kids got some pennies.
We discussed this while your internet was down, and you cannot shake my headcanon that this is somebody who has an extreme case of pica and compulsively steals change in order to eat it.
You're not far off.
Kids got any pennies?
So
I want your pennies. I'll kill you for a fucking penny.
His costume is just a green pinstriped suit. He has a mustache and a haircut that looks very normal.
You've been gangsta since the 30s.
But he has this manic scream and he's yelling pennies. I'm sure there's context that kind of makes some sense of this, but this is what we got. Okay, so
The kid's got some pennies. I need the pennies. I'm gonna put them everywhere.
Okay, if anybody is familiar with one of those banks that has a head that eats your change, the big open mouth and tongue, that's literally this guy's expression.
Guys, I lost 3 weeks in a couch cushion. Happiest day of my life. Kids want some pennies. Give me my pennies.
So this is what it says in the wiki. Growing up penniless, Joseph Coyne, yes, of course his name is Joseph Coyne, worked as a newspaper boy to earn money for himself, selling papers for a mere penny. And, like, this is his origin story. He sells things for pennies, so therefore he's a penny-themed villain. Anyway, as an adult, Coyne was fired after he got caught gambling with pennies. He then attempted to rob a store, but found only pennies within the register, and was still caught. In prison, Joe Coyne decided to theme himself around pennies and go by the alias Penny Plunderer. After exiting prison, the Penny Plunderer built a penny arcade as his secret base. He was This is how it's said.
This
in the
cannot
wiki.
be where the penny came from.
It is where the penny came from.
This cannot be where the penny comes from.
This is where the penny came. Okay.
No.
He was planning to use a giant penny to kill Batman.
But was defeated when he found he was unable to use a payphone to call his henchmen for help, as it required a nickel, and he only had 5 pennies. Penny Plunderer thus surrendered to Batman and was arrested. A newspaper costing a penny later announced a Gotham court and sentenced Penny Plunderer to death.
What?
No, Joker they'll just release over and over again from Arkham, but a guy who stole 5 pennies, a guy who stole
Joker
5
framed
pennies
him?
was sentenced to death.
What if people thought he was the real Joker? Like, he thought, oh, look, it's the Joker without his face paint on. Get him, guys.
He looks like he could be the Riddler.
Like, I feel like he took a dime, ironically, for someone else. Like, hold up. He's the source.
Yeah, the giant penny was subsequently given to Batman and is currently displayed as a trophy in the Batcave. They later retconned it so that the giant penny came from an encounter with Two-Face, but originally it was this guy.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Oh, that. Every part of this man I love.
I don't know. Why did I decide not to put him in the bracket?
I don't know, man. This guy could have gone miles. All right, who's up next?
Next we got Street.
All right.
He's literally a living street.
Was he a guy that was tragically turned into a street?
Yes.
Okay, that's his villain arcs, man. He just got
I don't know how
unlucky.
to describe it. He looks like a golem that's made of like asphalt, and he's got like lanes on him, and that's like the whole description. As an employee of Industrico, he is working on a new weather and stress resistant asphalt when he fell into the mixer. He became a supervillain and started wrecking New York. Wait, okay, so if he fell into a mixer, why does he have lanes painted on him?
He had a nap. And if you've ever seen city workers, they don't stop for shit. They just paint it over.
You're not wrong.
They just was like, there's this fucking guy in the road. Must be a speed bump. No, I think it's a guy. He's snoring. It's a fucking speed bump. Paint over it, man. All right. Who the fuck painted on me?
So he became a supervillain, started wrecking New York, telling everybody his backstory, and battles Spider-Man and the Human Torch.
What the fuck is Torch gonna do to asphalt?
His rampage came to an end when he was crushed by Goom. Now, who is Goom, you ask?
Goom!
A character who was also introduced in that same comic. Under his wiki page, under trivia, it says Goom learned English from MTV and other TV programming. And here's a picture of him. I don't know how he kind of looks like a cross between a gorilla and a bat.
Do you guys remember that weird fast food mascot you tried to make me like a lot, and I hated it, and I hated every second?
Oh, you mean
Tungus?
Yeah. I'm having flashbacks. Horrid flashbacks.
We were not trying to make you like him. We were trying to make
Speak
you hate
for
him the same way we do.
Tom.
I knew who I was talking to.
And yes, Goom is shown here landing on street and demolishing him instantly and shouting, "Yo, yo, yo, Goom is in the hizzy." Comics are fun.
Who the fuck is the next guy?
The next guy is named Simple Simon.
All right.
And look at this getup. He doesn't even have a costume. He just has
It's
like
just a
a
dude.
homely face.
It's just a dude.
He's got like a flannel like jacket and like a hat. He looks like he's from the 1910s or something. And I don't know.
I'm
All right.
reading your text. I'm waiting for you to get to the part where he did the stuff so I can give you an appropriate response.
Okay.
Okay, so real fast,
Yes.
just briefly interrupting. The Penny Plunderer reminded me of this image that I commissioned of Nappa from Dragon Ball Z dressed as Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter.
I have no idea how this reminded you of that, but
The mouth. It's the mouth.
Hey, Stevo, send it to me too.
I'm sending it to you. I had to find our chat, and I'm
All right.
posting it in the Wiki Sift thing.
Oh yeah, nope. That's about it. All right.
That's
That's
it's
it.
very close to. That's definitely Penny
Yeah.
Plunderer in drag, with the
All right.
with a power level meter.
While Tom's doing that, I'm a scouter. But yeah, I'm gonna
Scouter.
describe. Yeah, I gotta describe Simple Simon because this thing takes a left turn real hard. A
yeah.
buck-toothed, gangly fellow. Because if you don't mind, Tom, while you're trying to figure that
go
out.
for it.
A buck-toothed, gangling fellow in hillbilly clinched clothes who calls himself Simple Simon begins a crime wave using the poem which bears his name as a motif. His first crime involves buying, not stealing, folks, buying out a baker's pie at a country fair. Pitching the pies into a garbage can. Again, a thing you can legally do with shit you have bought. And using the tins to enrage a prize bull into stampeding so that he may loot the gate receipts in the confusion. Insane, but all right, I'm with you. Batman bulldogs the steer and Robin goes after Simon himself. Here's where it gets twisted. Who leaps aside astride a merry-go-round horse. Wait for it. But Simple Simon proves anything but simple, as he has previously gimmicked the horse with fold-out wings and jet propulsion, enabling him to make a getaway. So we've gone from I have a pie and I'm being a shithead, a YouTuber, to fuck you, Batman, this is my rocket horse. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is this list of guys
I've
that have
definitely seen horror movie villains that have shtick similar to this.
so many people who have beaten Batman on his low diff days, and it's sad.
Yeah, Simple Simon commits another crime on Gotham docks with the aid of tiny whale balloons which can inflate to giant size, and tries a third job at a winter resort where he smashes into a hotel with a giant snowball trying to grab the $10,000 in prize money for a festival winner. Batman and Robin chase the simple criminal onto a frozen lake where he boards an ice boat, but Batman cracks the ice with a ski pole, immobilizes the boat when its runner snags in a crack, and skis into the boom of the boat, disarming Simon. Where did he get this? He's got skis in his utility belt, doesn't he?
He said it was at a resort.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he just stole the skis. It's like, I'm gonna beat this man with skis. I've had enough of this jackass.
I'll pay for it later. I'm rich.
I'm rich. Yeah, fuck it. Martha.
Simple Simon hits the ice with a solid impact, cracking through so that he has to grab the edge of the hole to stay afloat. Batman comments that it finishes off the Simple Simon rhyme motif, since the rhyme ended with Simple Simon went to slide upon the ice before the ice would bear.
I mean, this guy feels like, has anyone here seen Parks and Rec?
No.
A little bit.
There's an episode where a dude elaborately trolls people by making them do community efforts. Like he pranks people by building a park in a slum-like neighborhood and shit like that. This has that same vibe of, what are you doing? I'm robbing this bank. Oh, okay, well, we're gonna catch you. But you won't catch my rocket horse? Why? Why did you go to 12? All right.
So,
Last one,
okay.
we go into the brackets, right?
Yep. Okay. So the last one is Speed Demon, also known as the Whizzer.
That name.
Wasn't he a Marvel character?
He is a Marvel villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
so
God, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Okay. So James Sanders was a disgruntled chemist, tired of his job with the Hudson Pharmaceutical Company of West Caldwell, New Jersey, He was contacted by the Grandmaster and offered superhuman powers in exchange for joining a team that would compete on his behalf. Sanders agreed, and he created a formula based on information given to him by the Grandmaster, and that granted him superhuman speed. I kind of love how easy it is for people to obtain superpowers in these universes. Like,
dude, one entry.
It's very Axe Cop.
Why is there like 10,000 people with super speed out there?
There are. Look at the Marvel universe. Look at the Flash universe. We got a dude one entry up who's like, I'm gonna make a fucking rocket horse because it's easy.
So, yes, this is actually one of 3 Marvel characters named the Whizzer. The first was a superhero who was created in 1941. Then there was this guy that we're looking at in 1969 who was a villain. Oh, and by the way, his costume is something. It kind of, I think it was kind of inspired by the Flash's costume, but went in all kinds of weird directions.
He looks like an inverted Thanos.
Yeah, he's got like a blue shorts and blue gloves and a blue mask over yellow. And he's got, I don't know, what do you describe this thing on the torso? Like a big a jagged triangle pointing down towards his crotch?
He's showing the ladies where the action starts. It's not just his work outfit, it's his play outfit. Hey ladies, you ever been with the Whizzer? I'll show you where it starts. Are you gonna pee on me? Depends on what you like, baby. Depends on what you like.
Is that the episode title? Are you gonna pee on me?
Could be.
If the price is right.
Donate now to make it the canon name for this episode.
So Marvel created a superhero called the Whizzer in 1941, and then later in 1969 they made this guy as a villain, and then they made another hero in 1971. They must have thought the Whizzer was just too good a name to not keep reusing for 30 years. But the third character was actually based on the second character. It's complicated. It's comics.
Yeah.
So this guy, the villain Whizzer, was later rebranded as Speed Demon, which is a more normal name, not dumb. He wasn't originally a Spider-Man villain as the Whizzer, but became more of like a Spider-Man villain as Speed Demon. And he was part of a team that fought the Avengers in his first appearance.
Speed Demon's when he was Speed Demon, though, he was actually kind of messed up and did some really screwed up things. Like he liked to drag people while he ran. So good on him for getting a new name.
Although they changed his name in the main continuity, the hero version of him they created in 1971 continued to be called the Whizzer and was part of Marvel's continuity until 1986, when that entire reality was destroyed, and now he's not a thing anymore.
You know, when the reality whoops out.
Yeah, destroying reality to rid us of this villain. That's fine. I can see that being a popular storyline.
But in that one, he's a hero.
All right, let's get to the brackets.
Let's get to the brackets. Okay, here, bracket number 1. On Batman's side, we have the Cannoneer.
Go on. Tell me about this man who clearly has a concussion.
So he has a helmet in the shape of a bullet.
Yeah.
And he wears a ridiculous costume, but I mean, you can he's a performer, so the ridiculous costume, I guess, kind of makes sense in that sense. The Cannoneer was a human cannibal who used his skills for crime. I think that's the more ridiculous thing.
Because he's got this things called shoulders. I feel like when he hits something and he only has an armored head, it's not going to go down great for him.
It says, okay, the Cannoneer was a street performer, not a circus performer. He was a street performer.
Can you be a human cannibal on the street? I feel like there's issues with that logistics.
This guy just like goes into Central Park with a cannon and shoots himself.
All right, folks, for my next trick, you see that building over there? I hope it doesn't move, because I'm in for a bad time if it doesn't.
He often performed his act in Gotham Central Park. There we go. With help from his brutish assistant Dum Dum. Cannoneer eventually turned to crime and planned a heist on the Brotherhood Express train, which contained valuable art pieces. In order to succeed, he tricked a lovely circus midget into taking some shrinking pills,
as opposed to a nut,
and blackmailed her to steal the art. His plan succeeded. I this is not me using that word. That's the description in the wiki.
No. I know that part I get. But the man had shrinking pills, and he decided cannons was the way to go. Not like, maybe I'll be the shrinker and I'll go steal stuff. Nah, fuck it. Launch my ass. Challenge accepted.
Why doesn't he like use the shrinking pill on himself? Shoot himself through like out of a gun.
In a gun. Yeah.
Yeah, like so he shoots himself through the window and then returns to normal size, steals the stuff, and escape.
Yeah.
So his plan succeeded, but soon the Gotham City Police Department started investigating the case with help from Batman and Adam. Batman confronted the Cannoneer and managed to defeat the criminal, while Adam rescued the shrunken midget.
I feel like that's Adam's job in the DC universe. Like, Adam, someone got to the wrong size. Why do you only call me for that? It's like what you do, man. I fight villains. Do you name a villain you have? That's what I thought. Come on, Ray. Just get someone back to normal size.
Commitment.
And on the Marvel side, we have Gibbon.
He's got a tragic backstory.
Yeah. So he's a man wearing a gorilla costume or orangutan costume. Like he says Gibbon, but
I know that guy. That's Greg from third grade.
Yeah.
He just had a chromosome issue. Not a chromosome. What's it called?
A glandular
issue? You know what? Forget it. Strike it from the record.
Dermatological condition.
Hormone.
Oh yeah.
He had a hormone issue.
I think that's in the description.
Oh shit! Really?
Oh, maybe. Okay, so Marvin Blank was a mutant whose simian features earned him mockery and contempt while growing up in an orphanage. He would be the happiest when the orphanage took him and the other kids to the zoo. When Martin was old enough, he was let go. Nobody ever tried to adopt him. Martin wished to get away from society and live in Africa, but he did not have the money. Ruling out the possibility of an ordinary job, he sought out a circus to put his acrobatic agility and strength to use. There he was provided with a fur costume to enhance his animal appearance, but the circus owner didn't want him outshining other performers, so he had Martin engage the audience like a clown. Wait, this is just the plot of Dumbo.
I just feel bad for this guy. Like this isn't funny. This is just sad.
Yeah. I liked Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we saying who's sillier? Because we have a man who's lived a tragic life of exile and the bullet psycho. I mean, if we're playing the who's crazier game.
Well, there's more to it.
Okay. Yeah.
He decided to put on his circus costume and intercept Spider-Man to offer him to become partners. However, Spider-Man laughed at the idea, causing Martin to lash out at him. Yeah. Spider-Man's not looking great in this one.
Yeah. Wow.
Spider-Man's enemy, Kraven the Hunter, was playing his revenge on the web slinger when he witnessed the brief encounter with Martin. Kraven approached Gibbon and convinced him to join him in his quest against Spider-Man, which Martin decided to use as an opportunity to show the hero and the world not to make fun of him. Kraven trained Gibbon and provided him with an herb broth that enhanced his powers.
This
giving
lovely
him
soap.
The appearance that his costume mimics. So he took off the costume, and then Kraven gave him a potion that gave him the costume back naturally.
Okay. This isn't funny. This is just sad. Are we?
Yeah, you're right. Like,
what are we voting on? Who's sillier? Because I'm sorry, the Cannoneer is better in every way. This guy just looks like he was manipulated and mistreated. And I'm giving it to Cannoneer.
I think it was just like ridiculous that he dresses like a gorilla and fights people, but this is a little too tragic. This has got some
Phantom of the Opera tragedy into it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're saying Cannoneer wins this round for silliness. Gibbon gets an honorary mention for a tragic backstory.
Gibbon gets their own participation award for this.
Yeah.
We feel really bad about you award.
Yeah. So are we in agreement on that?
Yes.
I am. Okay.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Bracket number 2.
Here's our boy.
We have to do Lord Deathman.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter who the other person is. Lord Deathman has won.
Yeah.
Okay.
This should have been Lord Deathman and the Cannoneer, even though they're both DC. Just to be like, I'm the Cannoneer. I have shrinking pills. I have a god. I win, Lord Deathman.
Okay, so yes, we've brought him up many times in the podcast, but have we really fully explained what his actual deal is?
We don't have to. He's better as a myth.
Okay, so his thing is he's a master of yoga and has the ability to fake his death. In his first appearance, he played dead during his encounter with Batman and then later escaped from the coffin after he was buried.
Yeah.
Seen Kill Bill? Me, baby. All me.
I feel like there are probably lots of opportunities to escape before then.
No! I gotta really fuck with Batman.
Could have escaped from the morgue.
Sir, how do you feel about that plan? I've got no bones about it.
I feel like we must have in some way described what he looks like before, but just in case we
He's
haven't
a
really.
dude with a skull mask and a ribcage t-shirt and a black cloak and black gloves. He is a gift.
And you can clearly see his mouth through the mouth of the skull.
He's perfect. He's majestic, and nothing beats Lord Deathman. We will go on to other entries and we'll say who wins? Lord fucking Deathman.
So yeah, they later retconned him to explain that he has the ability to come back from the dead. I think because of Ra's al Ghul.
Sir, here's your pet. What? I asked for a femur, not a lemur.
What's a skeleton's favorite meal? Lord Deathman, you make this joke every week. What's a skeleton's favorite meal?
The T-bone.
Spare ribs! Why must you fail me so? Spare ribs! You fuck!
I was waiting for the you fuck part.
Spare ribs! I'm the new canon voice of Lord Deathman. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they retconned him to explain his powers, but originally his ability was just that he was so good at yoga that he could appear dead. Okay, and on the Spider-Man side, we have Grizzly.
Sup, dog?
Now get a load of this guy. He's a guy wearing a grizzly bear, and his face is inside.
You might be Lord Deathman, but your jokes are unbearable.
Oh no! What have I done? What have I done?
I love that there's fursuit Grizzly, and then just below him is professional wrestler Grizzly.
Oh, those abs!
It's like he's like, I got these gains, and I will fucking show them.
In both cases, his face is just out of the bear's mouth hole.
It's just the way the light shining behind him. Laertes, sell my golden fleece. I'm off to Midwest Fur Fest.
Maxwell Markham was a professional wrestler whose brutal tactics caused J. Jonah Jameson to write a scathing editorial calling for an investigation by the Wrestling Commission. As a consequence of the hearings, his license was revoked. 10 years later, he obtained an exoskeleton that augmented his strength from the Jackal. So yeah, this bear costume is an exoskeleton the Jackal made for him.
That's the Jackal, though. The Jackal's only function in the comics is to be like, you guys want to do something stupid? Let me make it worse. Hear me out. Bear suit, exoskeleton, Jackal, out.
He used this harness to attack the Daily Bugle in an attempt at revenge against Jameson for ruining his wrestling career, but Spider-Man defeated him. Then Grizzly attempted to defeat Spider-Man alongside the Jackal, but was defeated again by Spider-Man and went to prison. I like how that's like point form.
Wait a minute! Oh no! He became a member of the Spider-Man Revenge Squad along with Kangaroo, Gibbon, who we just went over, and Spot, but became better known as the Legion of Losers. Don't you dare call Gibbon a loser.
Yeah, Gibbon had a hard deal. Okay, the Grizzly sounds like he's like the kind of guy who blames the world for his own problems. Gibbon has an argument, you know?
Yeah.
He has made bad friends.
Nobody wants to be partners with Gibbon because every single time Gibbon deconstructs their psyche, and it's just like,
it's just depressive.
Why must
episodes.
you be angry at the world when you should really be angry at yourself?
Grizzly, is this really going to help you heal the hole in your heart? I'm a supervillain. Could you fucking stop, please?
I do want to ask though, how many Spider-Man villains have a name that is just an animal?
Are we counting? Are we counting? We'll start.
Okay, vulture, lizard,
Yeah.
scorpion, rhino, jackal, and we just found out about grizzly, gibbon, and kangaroo.
Yeah, frog. The frog
Rat,
man.
mole rat. I'm shooting in the dark here. Is there a super villain named Mole
There's a
Rat?
mole man, yeah. There's a mole man in Marvel, yeah.
Okay.
Oh crap,
All right,
it's kangaroo.
Can we do one more bracket and then we'll call it a night?
Okay, so Lord Deathman wins this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
100%.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
no hate, Grizzly. I have got friends who are also furries, but nobody beats Lord Deathman.
All right, we'll do one more bracket, and then we'll do the rest of the brackets in part 2.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
That'll give people the opportunity to stew over how every decision we've made is wrong.
Yes. Okay, next one we've
Fuck
got.
that. I stand by the Cannoneer and Lord Deathman.
On the Spider-Man side, we got Kangaroo. And
no.
this is a different Marvel villain called the Kangaroo than the one that we just mentioned. The other Kangaroo has a costume that resembles a kangaroo. This guy just looks like Khan from Star Trek, but hairier with blonde hair.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
look like Khan from Star Trek. He kind of looks like
You could have called him Tyrant or something like that. You know, you had to call him Kangaroo.
if you told me this was Nathan Explosion's dad from Metalocalypse, I would believe you.
This guy looks like he'd fuck up Spider-Man, but they gave him the name no one was going to take seriously.
Why is he wearing a carpet for a vest?
I killed it.
It's literally just a shag carpet.
I don't know why this is sillier than dressing up like a kangaroo, but it is. So, okay, here are his powers. He has air jet implants.
Why the fuck not?
Dr. Joas Harrow surgically enhanced Frank's abilities to superhuman levels, giving him superhuman strength in his legs and the ability to leap great heights and distances. Abilities, Frank was a skilled boxer and kickboxer. Leaping, even before his enhancement, he was able to jump like a kangaroo.
He has the Guinness World Record for hopscotch.
Are his pants? Yeah, his pants are brown.
Of course they are.
So
Wait,
as a
does that
boy-
count as an ability? That his pants
Yes.
are brown.
You've never seen Puma Man, have you?
I love Puma Man. Are you kidding me? That was my ringtone for a good 2 years in college.
Good for you.
Anyway.
You'll know my house if every single Wi-Fi network is an episode of MST3K.
I don't think I've even seen that whole episode, but no, I probably have. But that theme just stays with you.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, as a boy growing up in Australia, Frank Oliver used to spend his vacations studying kangaroos. He would live with the kangaroos, going where they went and eating what they ate. Then he became a boxer, but was banned after seriously injuring another fighter.
This feels like this guy just picked the wrong animal to follow in Australia. There's like a million things that'll kill you in Australia. Does he pick the giant spider? No. Does he pick the crocodile or the gator? Nah. It's the kangaroo. And any of those would have made him more dangerous.
I can get behind it. Kangaroos are due more respect than they're given because they live in a country filled with other far more lethal animals. The kangaroo lobby hired this guy to help put a positive spin on their image.
You know, he could have been the emu.
That would have been
No,
worse.
okay, the cassowary. The cassowary.
No,
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been Stevo.
Cassowary would fuck you up.
Emus defeated the Australian army.
I thought that was cassowaries that defeated the Australian army.
I'm pretty sure it was emus. Anyway,
Look it up, internet.
I'm doing it right now.
he was seen living homeless on the streets with nowhere to go until Jonas Harrow turned up and offered him several augmentations for his help defeating Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's the emu war.
Planting a small mental pacemaker, Harrow was able to make the kangaroo do his bidding for him. Harrow then sent him to the Hudson nuclear laboratories in order to steal some radioactive isotopes.
With his bare fucking hands? Why?
Hearing the danger over a police bulletin, Spider-Man headed to the laboratories to find the kangaroo trying to get into a radioactive room. Unable to stop him, Spider-Man could only watch in horror as the kangaroo disintegrated upon entering the room. That's not how radiation works, but around a decade later, the Jackal brought the kangaroo and numerous other Spider-Man villains back to life. Kangaroo later got into a fight with the also recently revived Massacre over Vegemite.
What?
He got into a fight over Vegemite.
Yeah, okay, he's Australian.
Yeah. While some other villains watched, and the usually present Prowler was not around to stop them, Kangaroo later died again from clone degeneration.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
I gotta stop mentioning the tragic.
You really
stuff, 'cause
do,
it makes
Tom.
Them, it makes them not win.
Like, because it's like, we had a dude named Kangaroo, and we had this Wrath of Khan shit. And it's just, he was mind controlled and enhanced, and then made to die in a nuclear reactor, tragically. Okay.
And then brought back to life, fought over Vegemite, and then died again.
And then killed by being copied too many times in the VCR.
You know, like a
Yeah.
photocopy. All right, let's get to the Birdmaster. This guy looks dumb.
Yeah, on the Batman side, we've got Birdmaster.
Oh, that design is a little problematic.
Read the
is.
description. It gets more problematic.
So we got a guy wearing a turban. He's drawn like he's white.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's supposed to be. And he's got Batman and Robin inside a giant cage where they're being attacked by what look like vultures. And he's got a voice bully. Let's see how a Batman and a Robin can fight off the rending beaks of my vultures and condors. Haha.
I like him.
Also, wow, how anticlimactic. He sought to capture Batman and Robin as symbols of his mastery of birds, which, sure, that makes total sense. But his eventual encounter with the dynamic duo ended with his own death, caused by the same birds he trained. He must have been a really shitty trainer.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it says here he trained birds of prey to attack airships of any kind.
Well, then they weren't really spec'd for this, were they?
So did they give him a ticket to ride in the Duff blimp?
Like, these things were meant to take down jets and blackbirds, not humans. They're just like, what the fuck do we do with this, boss?
So, yeah, in his one appearance, the wiki says, when a plane carrying Miss USA crash lands after it is attacked by wild birds, killing her in the process, Batman and Robin soon become aware of a sinister plot by a criminal known as the Birdmaster, who plans to hold the world ransom by sending out armies of trained birds to attack any planes in the sky. Traveling to the Birdmaster's castle base, the dynamic duo battle the Birdmaster and his minions, forcing the Birdmaster to flee. In a stroke of irony, Birdmaster escapes in a plane that's attacked by his own birds, forcing a crash land, causing the crew. Why would you escape in a plane?
Because Batman can't
Not
fly.
smart.
Unlike my birds.
Man, I don't want this to just be a clean sweep for Batman, but
Well,
Birdmaster
We're
is
getting
worse
there.
than Kangaroo.
we could say Lord Deathman won again.
What?
No.
Just say Lord Death.
No, I like Lord Deathman as much as the next person, but they only get one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I give it to Birdmaster. I mean, Kangaroo dying in a nuclear reactor is kind of fucking stupid, but Birdmaster being like, I'll escape by plane. You mean that thing you trained your animals to kill? Oh no!
Having already spoiled it for ourselves during the power outage or the internet outage that Tom had, I can definitely say there's a few more down the line that I will be voting for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I will say this now that we're at the end of the episode real fast. I'm having thyroid surgery next month. I do not plan on being out of the podcast game for long because Tom cannot keep me away. I refuse to let him win here.
We love you, Stevo.
Love you so much, man.
Appreciate it.
That's it for today. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please review us on whatever you're listening to us on. It doesn't have to be a good review. It probably won't. People have opinions about comics. Any
How
reviews
dare
fine.
you shit on the lore of Kangaroo?
All 3 Grizzly stands send us death threats.
Bring it. There's a Simple Simon fandom out there. And I am ready to fight all of them.
Pennies!
Why did I not put Penny Plunderer in the bracket?
Remember, folks, if you can't win at life, remember, Monarch of Menace is Batman's greatest villain with the highest success rate.
The true winner of this entire list is Penny Plunderer because they're getting thrown out of the runners-up and being thrown immediately into champion status.
Pennies.
Do you think they sentence him to death just because he's a terrible villain? They're like, we gotta put this guy out of his misery.
Sir, are you the petty plunderer? No, absolutely not. Sir, can you walk across the floor for me? Jiggle, jingle, jiggle, jingle.
Damn, they caught me again.
I know pennies were worth a lot more than, but still.
Pennies!
Penny's arch nemesis is inflation.
Maybe if he exclusively stole giant pennies, but
Where the
I
hell
think
are
he
you
just-
giant penny?
yeah, I think like it's gonna cost more than a penny to make a
Oh
giant.
man, that's really confusing. So if they translate the comics into other regions, do they have to change what he yells? And if so, do they have to change the conversion rate?
Doubloons!
Lira! Yen!
Pesos!
Oh man, can you imagine a Japanese version who just steals one single yen? Oh boy.
All right.
Until next time.
See everybody.
Gonna eat their pennies.
Pennies.
Pennies!